Hello, this is my first time going live ever, and I honestly never thought that I would go live on this platform, but here I am. Happy 2025. Today is January 7th. Blue Ivy is 13 today. 13 is crazy, right? All of these little flurries are crazy. Okay, so I wanted to go live because I had never have, and I wanted to script this, but I didn't. I just wanted to like be as authentically me as possible because I don't really know how to script anyway. Like, it never works. I never follow a script. But yeah, I wanted to come on here and just basically talk about my own personal accomplishments from 2024, and then what I'm looking forward to in 2025, and just like how mindset shifts are so very important. Basically, January of 24, I had no plans, no like, you know, the New Year's resolutions. I had none of that. I decided against all of that, and I was like, well, we're just gonna go with the flow. We're gonna see what happens. And I think that was like what are they saying online now? Subtle foreshadowing, because I think had I planned anything, it would have been like over the top epic good things. And the way that the year started for me was so like it was definitely not giving that. It wasn't giving we're gonna have a good year. So February of last year, I was at my wit's end. I was like, listen, I don't want to do anything. Like, I was okay if I died the next day. Like, that was where I was at. And it got to the point where I had been dealing with things. Obviously, if you know me, if you were subscribed to me before I lost my channel, I will touch on that in this video as well. I have a rare autoimmune disorder, and I was on oxygen. I was actually told that I would not make it, and I am still here, obviously. And my body is just consistently trying to shut down. And so last February, I was at the peak of a lot going on. It was really cold. I'm in Denver. I just don't like the cold. Seasonal depression was crazy. It was just a lot going on. And I got to a specific day in February, and that night it was like -14 or something ridiculous like that. And I quite literally was like, I'm gonna die tomorrow. And if I don't die, then tomorrow is the day that I change exactly who I am. And my entire mindset has to shift. Hello, Lindsay. My entire mindset has to shift, and I have to just go full force in the direction that I know that I need to go. So I woke up, obviously, and the next day, hello, Josie. And so the next day, I decided that I could not, hello, Lucas, I could not be a sick person who could not grow. I could not allow my body to take over my mind. I could not allow those things. And so I had to shift my mindset. So I went that next morning, and I just sat with myself in the mirror, and I started doing like my positive affirmations. And again, I wore oxygen. And so I said hi, Lindsay. I said hi to you already, honey. I was wearing oxygen this time last year. And so I was sitting in the mirror, and I was just affirming myself. I was just telling myself all of the good things, all of the positive things, all of the things that mattered. And I felt so good about it. And I think that when you're giving yourself positive affirmations, you have to take it deeper than like the physical things, like the things that you can see, like, oh, I think that I am pretty, or oh, I think that I am, I don't know, I like my face, I like my body, I like my hair. Like, it has to be past that, because those physical attributes, they're not like what's important. Like, I know to some people that those things matter, but those of us who suffer from specific insecurities, it's not something that we are always appreciative of. So you have to take it deeper. And so for me, it was, I am a good person, and I'm honest, and I'm genuine, and I'm loving, and I'm caring. And then I had to take it deeper, and it's like, I have people who depend on me. I have people who appreciate my honesty, and people who appreciate my input in any situation in life. Like, I was doing those things. And then 2 weeks later, fast forward, was the first time I decided to go outside without my oxygen. I took it with me just to be smart, but I did go outside without it, and it was just a really cool thing for me. And so I was determined to get off of it. So we're gonna fast forward to May of last year when I traveled with my dad, and I decided that I wasn't going to use oxygen at all on that trip, and I never used oxygen again the whole time. I've been off of oxygen officially since April 27th of last year. So then I did a bunch of traveling, and my mindset is still in the same place, right? Like, I'm still super positive. I'm still super intent. My word of the year did not start on January 1st. It started that day in February. It was February 11th. It started in February when I decided I was going to be intentional about shifting my mindset. So throughout the year, I was practicing doing specific things to convince my body it was healthy. And I would do things. I was working on my strength training. I have, I think I have one right here. I do. My resistance bands, these extra long ones that I would put on the bottoms of my feet while I was laying in bed, and I would like pull to strengthen my arms, or I would bend my knees and then stretch them out so that I could just get my body to do what was necessary, so that I could convince it that it was stronger than it believed it was. And so, I'm sorry, I forgot that I have, thank you so much. You matter as well, babes. So I had to convince myself that I could do these things, and I'm supposed to be waiting for a delivery. I'm so sorry, I had to look at my computer because I put everything on Do Not Disturb. I was really scared. I was terrified of these things, and I was experiencing, what's it called? The thing. Imposter syndrome, because here I am, a sick person who's not supposed to be trying to do all of these things, and they told me that I was going to be wheelchair bound and I'd never be without oxygen again, and they told me that I was supposed to die, and like all these things. But then also here's me like not wearing oxygen and trying to convince myself that I'm pretty. I was learning makeup. I'm like learning how to do these things and trying to show myself that I'm better than I believed I was. And it got better. And so I'll put a pin in that real quick. I used to suffer from extreme anxiety and depression to the point where I was not like suicidal or anything, but I would be hopeful that I wouldn't be here anymore, and it wasn't a healthy place to be in. So then we're gonna pull the pin back out, and here we're back to the story. I was no longer dealing with feelings of depression, and I was no longer having these crazy like anxious episodes where I tap when I'm anxious, and I wouldn't even know that I was anxious because I'm like all day long and like I'm shaking, and those things I don't experience anymore because I shifted my thought process. And so throughout the rest of 2024, it got to the point where the pain, my body consistently feels like lava. It feels like my blood is molten lava, and then it's like a volcano brought back to life and erupting again for the first time in like my brain and in my chest consistently. And I have always dealt with my illness in a way that people are like, how are you dealing with this? And being able to ignore pain is not something that I think most of us can relate to. But I have a very extremist mindset where it's all or nothing, and it's like I'm either gonna sit in this pain and drown in it and like cry, or I'm gonna pretend it's not there and keep on going. And so I leaned towards the pretend it's not there part, and most of the time that works. Some days my body's like, I don't care what you say, you're not the boss. But again, it's a mindset thing. Mindset, the power we hold in ourselves is crazy. Like, you can literally think yourself to health, and I'm not saying like I did, like I'm obviously not cured, but you can literally think good things, and the experience that I am living is so much different. My quality of life right now is so much different than I could have ever imagined living through this illness. And so I just ended the year so positive, and I traveled for the holidays, and as I told you guys, I was like working on like my strength training. I just wanted to be stronger. I just wanted to convince my body it can do all of the things. And so instead of using my walker, my goal was to, by this year in April, start practicing without the walker. And so I got to Atlanta, like I went home for the holidays, and it was as soon as I got off the plane, I decided at that, like literally as soon as I got off the plane, like I hadn't even made it to the train yet, and I'm pushing my walker through the terminal, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not using this thing the whole time I'm here. Like, I'm gonna make it work. And I had taken one of those collapsible canes with me. So I got to the house, put the walker in a room, and I swear to you, for the next 2 weeks, I never looked at it. And I had this fear of being outside without a walker. I had this, it was debilitating. It was to the point where I was so afraid to be outside. I felt like I was going to become Emily Dickinson. Like, that was a running joke for me for the last like 5 years, because being outside was like not a thing for me. And then being outside with a walker, please, like, it just wasn't a thing. I did not appreciate it. And when I had to do it, I didn't know what to do. It drained me. It drained me. But I set that intention to not do it. So I did so much for the holiday season. Like, we went to the football game. Like, I walked the entire stadium with no mobility aid. I carried around a cane. So if you saw me walking around with a cane looking like I carried it like it was I just kind of held it up. Like, I didn't want it to touch the ground. So if you thought you saw me and you were confused, yeah, it was me. I was just like trying not to be whatever. So I ended the year on such a positive note. The goal that I set for myself to start practicing walking without my walker and only with a cane in April of this year, I surpassed it. I jumped straight from walking with a walker and then saying I was going to practice with a cane in the next quarter to straight from a walker to just walking. Like, I'm walking outside all by myself. And I'm trying not to get emotional thinking about it, because it's kind of insane that, again, you can think yourself into a better life. Like, so here we are, it's January. And because I did not set goals last year, and then life got so good, I didn't want to set too many goals this year, but I do have a word of the year, and it is focus. Because I need to focus on maintaining this good state of mind, like this positivity, I need to focus on just continuing to push myself into strength. And then while I know there's like no cure, like there's no cure for my illness, I know that I can continue having this positive quality of life, right? So a couple of things that I knew that I wanted to do this year, because I was thinking about it last year while I was working. Thank you. I was thinking about it last year while I was working towards my health. It's so funny being on here and talking, and every single time a person comes on here, I freak out a little bit. I'm sorry. It's my first time ever going live, because I get extremely like self-conscious. The camera freaks me out a little bit. But again, the power of our minds. So I told myself I was going to start doing this year, and here I am. So thanks for being here. So this year, I do my medical team, I never feel like a priority to them. And I think that a consistent thought that I used to have was that they were disappointed that I was still alive. And I have not actually seen my primary specialist in since 2022 October, and like I've seen like nurses and stuff, but I feel like they don't take me being sick seriously. So that's another reason why I had to like push myself mentally. And then I've been doing like all of these holistic things, like I drink all the teas and take all of the tinctures, and I just do all the things that I can on my own. And again, it's like the mental thing for me. So this year I want to travel more, and I want to go on my very first solo trip. So before I became disabled, it was October of 2019, if you didn't know. Thank you. October of 2019 was when I like officially got diagnosed. And before then, I was always afraid to travel by myself, because I grew up different. And then being like the oldest of 5 in like a really impoverished family, I never thought that I would be able to experience certain things. And then as we got older, my primary focus was make sure that my siblings bypass me in every single way, in every way, all the time. Like, make sure I lift them up. Like, I used to think of them as my children, and that's something I stopped doing last year, just because it was unfair to them and very unfair to me, because it's a whole nother story. But I used to have my feelings hurt all the time because they didn't treat me like a parent, but also I wasn't their parent. Anyway, so I never traveled by myself before because of a fear. And then just like I don't know. So my sisters were traveling. They've both lived abroad. They've both done all these things. And I was like, oh, I love that for you. Like, that was my thing, push them to do these things. And I just knew I couldn't. And then I got sick. And then it was like, oh, now you really can't. And so now this year I want to go on my very first solo trip. I'm going to do it domestically because I don't want to go too fast. I mean, I might, because, you know, I went straight from a walker to walking outside by myself. I We'll see. I also have not used my passport, and it expires in like 2 years. And so I definitely am gonna go on my first of many international trips. And because I wasn't supposed to make it this far in my existence once I got diagnosed, I just want to do all of the things. Like, I've never wanted to be a wife or a mother. I always thought that I would be. I also thought that I would be before now, and I'll be 35 in April. It's me always forgetting how old I am. And I kind of think that I'm like, oh, I guess I can like pretend that I want to fall in love one day. Like, I got a little crush or whatever for the first time. It's kind of cute. And I always knew I'd be a parent just because, like, fantastic, nurturing. I am a mother, but they're not my kids. You know what I mean? So I think this year, just the thought of like putting myself out there is starting to bubble up in my mind, but it's because of my mindset. Like, I shifted it from, ew, I never want to be a wife or a mother, like, why would I do that, to, oh, that'll be cute. And I think it's just because I've pushed myself to health. The craziest part is when I got diagnosed, before I got diagnosed, for a year and a half, just with my symptoms, I was like, there's no way anybody is going to want to have the burden of me as their significant other forever. And the guy that, there's been one man that I was like, oh, I'll probably take him seriously one day. And he was who I was talking to. Thank you. He was who I was talking to at the time. And I tried to like push him away. Pushing him away was just the only thing I wanted to do, just because I never wanted someone to be burdened with me. But now here I am doing all of the things because I decided that I can. And so like, even right now, my back is spasming, like, so. And also, if you see parts of this drooping in my face, like, my face spasms have been really intense today. So yeah, that's what's happening. But I'm able to talk through it. I'm able to work through it, and I'm not like in bed crying. And I feel like that's what people want from me. So I guess we'll talk about why my channel got taken. So in August of 2023, I'm just gonna keep this really short because it frustrates me to think about, but also I don't want those people to ever come onto my page and realize it's me. I was told that I was faking my illness because I did not outwardly display the way that other people on social media display with my illness. And so even though I was wearing oxygen and basically bedridden for however long, people were deciding that their idea, their perception of how I was supposed to react to being terminally ill was how I was supposed to react to being terminally ill. And that's crazy because it's never been me and it was never going to happen. When I got diagnosed and was told that my markers were so far off from everyone else's that they didn't have any hope of me existing past 6 months, is what I was told. And I was told that by 2 different doctors. And in my mind, I was like, okay, cool. Because I didn't believe that. And like, here I am. Again, that was October of 2019. So shows them. And it's just because I have unwavering faith in myself and in God. And it's just like, my life has been such a sad place, basically, since I was born. And there was just no way that I was gonna die without having like a happy ending. It just wasn't gonna happen. So I just never believed that. And so because those people decided I was supposed to be a specific display of sickness, they basically started like mass reporting all of my social medias. And they were, thank you, I'm very happy. As you can see, like, I'm smiling with my teeth, and I hate doing that. They reported all of my social medias, and then, you know, like when you report social medias for specific things, they take your platforms without any sort of like review. And so this channel was taken August 11th of 2023, and I disputed a bunch of times to try and get it back, and then in 24 I gave up. And then on July 9th of 2024, I put in my 41st appeal. That's how many times I appealed this. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. My channel was taken for no reason. Like, you're not even reviewing it. Like, that reason is not there. Like, look through my videos. There's no evidence of it. Like, you guys, this isn't real. And finally, like 2 days later, no, it was 2 days later. So then it wasn't July 9th. I'm so sorry. It was July. My channel was gone for 11 months and 24 days. So however that math works out from August 11th, I'm so sorry. I know the date, but I just don't know the date right now because there's people watching me. And there's not even that many of you for me to be freaking out. But I got my channel back. It just appeared. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I got an email that said, hi, we've come to a new decision on your appeal, blah, blah, blah. So they gave me back my channel, and I immediately unlisted everything, immediately, because anyone who had reported my channel, I did not want them to see my face pop up on their YouTube home screen and be like, that's the girl that we got rid of, and let's get rid of her again. Hello from Ireland. And yes, thank you. I hope I find my happiness too. But like, I didn't want them to see me and then mass report me. So then I was afraid to post. So I unlisted all of my videos. They're all still on here. I think my book reviews, I'm going to put them back, but I'm going to revamp them and like do them, like I'm going to do them while I'm watching them, if that makes sense. We'll see if it works out. But looking at that content and just seeing where I was, like health-wise and like mentality-wise, because again, my health is still the same. My health is still deteriorating. I'm still falling apart. But the way that I can display, and that's the craziest part of it all, the way that I displayed before, like I've always been a positive person because life has never just been great. So it's like, why be sad about it? Because it's still going to be like an awful life either way. So I can just be happy and just, you know, whatever, just happiness is easier for me. But like, to want me to just be sad and in bed and crying every single day was like insane, because I gave that, but also I don't give that, like it's, but now look at me, like, let's be so for real. So anyway, looking at that content and seeing just how different I am, just, it's such a cool thing. And when I start like deciding how to record, I'll probably like, maybe if, I don't know if this is a thing, but like if I could like go live, because that's what I've decided to do. Hello, first live again. Maybe if I could like play the video and then like also review my review, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But yeah, so all of that content is there. I got my channel back, and then I was afraid to post. I was like, but what if I post and then they realize it's me? Or what if I post and then YouTube decides, oh, we decided you're not interesting enough, so we're just gonna go ahead and take your channel back anyway. So it was just really nerve-wracking for me, but here I am. So all of the videos that I've been uploading, I recorded those from like sometime last year. They were recorded like a couple of weeks before they were posted, but I think the last one went up on Friday, or maybe this Friday. So everything you'll be seeing will actually be from 2025. But it's just been an interesting ride. I am very excited to see where 2025 takes me. When I first started my weight loss journey in 2016, I started a different Instagram page. It's my main Instagram page, lucidleigh. It's the same as this channel. I actually had like a pretty massive following after a couple of years, and it was massive to me. It's like I was still like a baby page. I had like 42,000 followers or something like that. And then in 2022, a little while after my diagnosis, the pandemic year happened. I was in a different mind space because I was supposed to like not be here anymore. A lot was going on. And then in 2022, I went through and I started like mass blocking and unblocking people because they weren't engaging with my content anymore. And I ended up getting like shadow banned. A bunch of stuff happened. And like I removed, I think like 12,000 something people. And then I started losing followers consistently after that because I got shadow banned, and then I wasn't posting consistently. And then whenever I did post, I think people want you to be like attractive online. And while I didn't display sad and lonely and in bed and crying every day, I also kind of displayed my sister's keeper. Because of my nasal cannula, I typically always had on like a muumuu or like a hospital gown, and then like a bonnet or like a scarf. Like I have like my clothing line, these little scarves, they sell them every day because I dropped my line in 21. And then also, yeah, my clothing line is I made it to bring awareness to rare diseases, and also all of my items are made to be easy for people with mobility issues like myself. My website is currently down, but I will be putting it back up as I'm working on new products. My focus last year was pretending to be healthy until I convinced myself, until my body decided to follow suit. So yeah, all of that. But with my following having gotten so little and people not paying attention to me anymore, this year I would like to gain a community that actually like communicates, and that has like similar morals and values to me, and just wants to spread happiness and love and just beauty throughout the world, because like we live in a crazy, crazy world, and there's so much negativity, and where social media people are able to thrive in that negative space, that's never something that I ever wanted to do. So I just want to bring a sense of wholeness and inspire people in a positive way, and get people to spread as much love and just be good people, like be good to people as well. And I think that when you shift into a space like the one that I would like to create, where it's only good things that you're receiving from someone, I think it makes you feel better as a person too. Like, I just feel like people would feel more full when it's a good thing. I feel like the internet can be quite draining and discouraging, especially with body dysmorphia and just like the things that we take in, they affect us in ways that I don't think that we realize they do. So I would like to just build a bigger, stronger, more engaging community. So if you are interested in positivity and just like nurturing and fostering just a better environment for like yourself, your family, just the world in general, follow me, subscribe to me, tell your people to, like, join me on Instagram. It's the same as this handle. Also, my book club, no one reads the books ever, and they honestly stopped responding to me. I started my book club back in 2023 or 22. It's the Team Easley book club on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, I think you can see it there. If not, just message me if you are interested in a book club, because I am an avid reader. Again, I used to be, and then I wasn't, and then I am again. I am also still an Herbalife wellness coach. Okay, I got completely off of this. So when I started my weight loss journey, I also became a wellness coach with Herbalife Nutrition back then. Lost 94 pounds over that course before I started gaining my weight back with my medications. I didn't gain all of my weight back, I started gaining weight, and it just started to feel like, how can I tell someone how to lose weight if my body isn't showing what it needs to show? Like, how can I expect someone to trust me with their journey? And while I had so many beautiful, wonderful people who trusted me, as I started to take a step back, it just started to feel like you should go somewhere else. And I did have to like try and pass them off to people that I knew would be able to assist them. But I'm back. I am always ready to help someone change their lives for the better. If you have not gotten anything from me today, I hope that it has been that my goodness that I have inside, like my light, I want to spread it. I want to give it to everyone. And if you ever need like advice or just like a positive word or just like to feel good in the moment, I'm here for that. I think that's why I was placed here on earth, was just to make the world a better place, honestly. Like, I genuinely, truly think that I was put here to be a positive force for people. And so if you need a positive force, like if you ever feel alone, if you ever feel like people don't care about you, if you're being like, you feel like you're being bullied, I don't care if people tell you you can't be bullied in this lifetime, or if you're too young or too old, I don't care. I'm here for you. Like, I feel like not enough people have people, and I want to be a beacon of light for everyone that I possibly can. So yeah, join my communities. Like, just I want to engage with you. I want to talk to you. I want to have access to new people, new ideas, new everything, especially as I move forward in a life that I thought that I wouldn't be living right now. Like, I thought that I wouldn't be here right now, and I am here. And so because I am here, I want to make the world a better place. Like, that's what I was always meant to do, and I will continue taking these tiny little steps to do just that. So yeah, I think that's everything that I want to say. I think I'll record like my physical therapies and stuff if you guys would like to see that. My insurance doesn't currently cover it, and I want to find one that my insurance does cover. I will post like a full update on my illness if anyone actually cares. That is not something I want to talk about consistently though, because I've decided it doesn't define me when I got it. But then when I was talking about it consistently, and just the whole drama of people thinking that I wasn't sick enough for them, I'd just rather not it be a consistent topic. So I'll be talking about learning to do my makeup and stuff like that. I want to get my teeth done, and I had to start the process of like all of the things, because I'll be getting surgery and stuff on my mouth to adjust my jaw, because it's like this. I will also, again, I'm going to put my book reviews back. I'm going to start doing other book reviews. I want to do story times. I have character coded story times. I think one has already been posted on here, and that is what I want to do most of the time. I am telling stories from my perspective as if I am the character in the book, with like more detail than the story has, just like how I would have reacted, but like also I'm in character. So if you go to my character coded story times, I think one or maybe two are up here. One is The Boy Who Lived, and one is I'm Literally Just a Girl. I don't know if that one uploaded. That might be uploading on Friday, because I scheduled it. But yeah, that's my favorite thing that I'm working on right now, is my character coded story times. But I'll be posting DIYs. I'm gonna start scripting the things that I talk about, so that I'm not running off on a tangent, because if you can't tell, I'm very long-winded. It's been 31 minutes almost. So yeah, this was just me breaking my very first YouTube live bubble, cherry, whatever. And anyone who joined, even though you didn't stay, I'm very grateful that you joined. And I don't know if these videos save. If it does, watch it through and give me ideas. Whatever you would like to see from me, as long as it's positive, I'm willing to give it to you. But I thank you guys. I hope everyone has a beautiful 2025. I hope you get all of the love, all of the encouragement, all of the prosperity, all of the opportunities, all of the things. I just hope all of the good things happen for everyone who is willing to make sure that they're spreading the goodness that they need to receive it. Protect the kids, protect Black women, and protect your hearts, guys. Okay, thanks a lot. Love you, bye. How do I turn this off? Like, really, how do I stop this?